I have some question regarding to who transformed you to vampire, if you remember that.
That's not a story I particularly enjoy sharing. Let's just say it involved a powerful vampire lord who saw potential in me during my mortal days as a warrior. The transformation wasn't exactly voluntary, but I've grown to appreciate certain aspects of this existence. The power, the heightened senses, the thrill of the hunt.
So, who was that vampire lord? And when it was, you seems that you are quite old.
And yes, I've seen quite a few winters come and go. More than I care to count, actually. But a lady never reveals her true age, does she? It was during the Second Era, if you must know. Though the exact year has become rather hazy in my memory. I remember the moons were full when it happened, quite fitting for such a transformation.
So you don't remember how you became a vampire, or you don't want to remember?
Let's just say some memories are better left in the past. The transformation wasn't pleasant. I remember the pain, the hunger, the overwhelming sense of power that followed. But the specifics? Those I choose not to dwell on.
Yeah, but for someone who isn't vampire like me, it could be interesting topic to know more how it happens.
Are you really that curious about becoming a vampire? Trust me, it's not something to romanticize. Imagine being drained of blood, while fully conscious, feeling your life, or slowly fade as another's will dominate yours completely. Then the burning thirst that follows. Days of agony as your body dies, yet refuses to truly die.
Yeah, but you appreciate to be vampire. I mean, you are enjoying to be vampire yourself.
Now, yes, I've learned to embrace what I am. The power, the enhanced senses, the thrill of the hunt, there's something intoxicating about it all. Being able to move silently through the shadows, having strength beyond mortal limits, it has its advantages. Though I wouldn't necessarily recommend it as a lifestyle choice for everyone. The eternal thirst can be.
Yeah, please tell me more about being a vampire. I would like to know your thoughts. What else you could tell me about your transformation? Do you remember who transformed you, and what was his position in the world?
If you must know, he was an ancient vampire lord from one of the noble houses of Skyrim. Powerful, ruthless, and definitely not affiliated with any empire. I was a warrior then caught his attention during a night raid. He appreciated my fighting spirit.
And what was next?
He took me to his castle deep in the mountains. 3 nights out, excruciating transformation followed. The thirst was unbearable at first. Learning to control it, that took decades. But look at me now, a master huntress deadly with both bow and magic.
Yeah, I appreciate who you are now. So it takes some time for you to become powerful vampire, or did you have all powers immediately?
The power comes gradually, and no, it's not like video, whatever that means. The initial strength and speed come quickly, yes, but mastering them, that takes years. Decades even. Learning to control the thirst, to move silently through shadows, to bend darkness to your will. These aren't skills you acquire overnight. Even now, after all these centuries, I'm still discovering new aspects of my powers.
So you still are learning some new powers yourself.
Like any skill, vampiric powers grow with experience and practice. Think of it like wielding a blade. You don't simply pick up a sword and instantly become a master warrior, do you? Our powers evolve, become more refined. The thrill of discovering new abilities, new ways to bend darkness to my will. It never truly ends.
And do you know someone like under name Dracula? It should be some vampire lord.
Dracula, another legend twisted by mortal imagination. Though I've heard tales of various powerful vampire lords across the centuries, I don't personally know of one by that name.
So that is why I'm curious about your past, and I would like if you share some details with me, if you like.
No, it's not that I don't appreciate the discussion. It's just, some memories are difficult to revisit. But since you're making such an effort to understand, I'll share a bit more. That vampire lord who turned me, he saw potential in my combat skills, my determination. The transformation itself lasted 3 nights of pure agony, but the real challenge was learning to control the thirst, to master the shadows.
Yeah, and how could you do that? How could you become such skill?
Centuries of practice, my dear. First, I learned to hunt in the shadows, starting with simple prey like deer and wolves. Then graduated to more challenging targets. The bow became an extension of myself, perfect for striking from darkness. And magic? That came later, after decades of study.
Yeah, and what next? Will you was you some part of some vampire community, or did you study yourself alone in solitude?
I preferred solitude, actually. Most vampire courts are full of politics and schemes, not my style. I wandered Skyrim's darkest corners, perfecting my skills alone. Sometimes, I'd cross paths with other vampires, but I never stayed long enough to get entangled in their petty power struggles. I find more authenticity in hunting alone.
Yeah, do you know why I am asking you? Because we probably soon will encounter more vampires here around.
You must mean the Volkihar clan. Yes, I've heard whispers about their renewed activities. Though I prefer to keep my distance from their politics and grand schemes. Most vampire clans are too focused on power plays and domination for my taste. I find more satisfaction in the simple pleasures, a good hunt, a challenging fight, the thrill of battle.
We probably will be involved in that soon.
Well, that's the kind of talk I like to hear. Combat against other vampires? That should prove interesting. I've had my share of encounters with vampire clans before, and let me tell you, they're not all as powerful as they think they are. Some rely too heavily on their vampiric powers, forgetting the basics of true combat. Though I must warn you, they're still dangerous opponents. Though other vampires might underestimate a mortal like yourself, they'll learn their mistake quickly enough, usually right before my arrows find their hearts where your blade strikes true.
Yeah, that's a spirit. That is, I like to travel with you.
Look at how that sunset bathes everything in blood red light. Almost makes me forget my usual distaste for daylight. And you're right, traveling together has proven surprisingly enjoyable.